Hello there, Internet! Welcome to Professor Ravi's Science Corner. Tonight we have a very special presentation for you. We're going to talk about some of my favorite things in the entire world. Hip shot products. Now let me tell you, tonight is really special because we're talking about this. I'm going to do a little unboxing for you, okay? This is called, if I can open the box. Am I just too stupid to do this? Oh, I had it upside down. This is a hip shot tremolo. This is some serious kit right here, let me tell you. The hip shot tremolo is one of the only two bass tremolos that I know of that exist in this world. And I've tried both of them. And I gotta say, I'll tell you all about it later. But right now, I'm gonna show you what comes in a box. This one happens to be black, okay? The one that I'm going to be working with tonight is my chrome one. And, you know, I'd ask, why do I have two of them? Well, I was going to do up a double neck bass and guitar with two trems. And this was going to be on it, but I just haven't got round to it yet, you know? It's like one of those things you get at the bar, the little wooden nickels, you know, it says round to it. It's like, hey, you get a free drink when you get around to it. The hip shots are great products. I love them. This is the little box it comes in. This is the black tremolo arm, okay? And this is my chrome tremolo arm. And it's not a urethral sound, everybody, trust me. We've been through that one. Anyway, comes also with this little package of parts. It's got its big Allen wrench. I'm not going to open this because I don't want to lose the, well, I'm going to have to, but I don't want to lose all the parts. It comes with a big Allen wrench for the studs. This is your stud height adjustment. It comes with the studs themselves, which are right here, okay? And if you can see, I'll get right up to the camera. I need to stop looking at my viewfinder and actually look at my lens. Reverend Simon Sideways told me, always look at the camera. Look right at the camera. Anyway, that's the stud. And this is the part that actually gets hammered into the hole in the body. And this is what goes in here. That's the female, and that's the male. And oh my God, I'm making porn, I'm making porn, I'm making porn. I'm screwing, I'm screwing, I'm screwing. Oh my God, baby, yeah, just a little further. And it's done. Anyway. It comes with the trem springs. It comes with the, what do we got here? Comes with the claw. Okay? Comes with the small Allen wrench. Okay? Little teeny tiny one. And this one's very important. Don't freaking lose this, okay? Very important. I just found my original one sitting on my table. And, oh my God. I couldn't believe it was there. I was like, oh my, it's the one that fits too. And then it comes with some of these really long screws. And I'll explain to you why they're so long when we, get into the whammy bar action. Now, before I get going into the actual assembly of the tremolo and how to put it into the instrument, I gotta stop looking there. I gotta look there. They're bad. They're good. Hi. Anyway, I'm gonna give you a little information on Hip Shot. I love this company. They're from here in upstate New York. They're from Interlochen, which is roughly about 3 hours from where I am. You know, if you can get an idea. I'd say Interlochen is maybe 6-7 hours from New York City, you know, on a good day. If it's snowing, forget about it. You don't even try to trip. But they are a really innovative company. As a matter of fact, my guitar player was just at the NAMM show. He just sent me a text message. He says, you know, it's funny, I just met the guy who owns the company. And he's like, you know, those guys are really the only people who are doing anything with parts and hardware that's even relatively innovative. Of course, I digress. I've known this for years and years and years. I love Hip Shot products. The first Hip Shot product I ever used was this. It's called the Bass Detuner. And these are actually on pretty much all of my 4-string Fender type instruments. This one here is my fretless jazz bass. Okay, I don't know if you can see it. It's got like a flame oak top. really beautiful. I did this one up myself. It's I finished it with the spray cans just of regular old Ace Hardware, you know, nitrocellulose or whatever it's called, lacquer. And this thing stayed. The one thing I got to warn you about doing that type of nitrocellulose lacquer is the finish stays soft for years after you spray it on. This has got about 22 or 23 coats of, maybe even more than that, of because this took me 7 years to make. I kind of started it and then forgot about it, and then went back to it when my son started playing, and I built this for him. And really nice instrument. This is the Hip Shot. It's called the Hip Shot Kick-Ass Bridge. Wow, look at the focus on this camera. It's basically a more modern version of the Badass Bass 2 bridge. I like Hip Shot products. There's only one thing about them that really irks me and it's the screws here on this one. And that's because they don't go all the way through. But I digress. I'll get to that some other time. And I'll talk to you maybe one day about my... And this one's so out of tune, it's not funny. I should tune it. Anyway, getting back to the mission at hand. We're going to talk about the Hip Shot Bass Tremolo Bridge. These things are frigging cool, okay? I've had Kahlers before, and I have to say that the Hip Shots are where it's at. These things are a cat's ass. Now, a couple of things about Hip Shot bridges, bass tremolo bridges. They are a through body block. That sets down and that goes in the back, and then the springs go up in here. And if I can find the hole, that's my problem. I can never find a goddamn hole. And they go in there, and it works. It's basically the same principle as a Fender Tremolo. It's really copped the design, but these things are really engineered by a bunch of, I don't know if they're rocket scientists or they just sat up all night. You know, a bunch of guys in like MIT who sat up all night, way too long, like, I don't know, doing crystal meth. Beautiful, beautiful pieces of engineering. Now, there's a couple of things on these that you have to know, okay? One, if you notice, there's no screws to adjust the back and forth movement of the saddles, okay? Which makes doing the intonation on these things a pain in the freaking ass. It took me to do the intonation on this really about, I don't know, 2.5 hours using my, what is it? It's a Korg. It's a Korg, one of those big rack-mounted strobo things. Took so long because you couldn't do like a micrometer adjustment, like, oh, a little bit of a turn, a little bit of a turn, a little bit of a turn. Every time you wanted to move this, yeah, I actually had to take it loose. There's a set screw that's in the side right there. You can see it, okay? Wow, the focus on this camera is great. And what you do is you got to actually go in. I got to take my glasses off because I'm old to see this. And God damn it, you know what? I have to. Yeah, it goes in like that, okay? And that is your... God, these things are... Okay, you get it in... I'm not even going to do it. I'm not going to adjust this because it took me forever to get these things. So what you do is you slide it, but you put this bass back together, you put the strings on it, you don't drop your wrench on the floor, and I'm never going to find that freaking thing now. And you just basically have to tap it back and forth while you're doing the intonation. Really, but then you lock it down, and the thing pretty much stays in place. Now, the other thing that I've noticed on most hip shot bridges that I've ever worked on, the Rickenbacker bridges, the kick-ass bridges, the little set screws, they tend to vibrate loose. Like on this one, you can see, okay, if you can look at that. I can let it focus for a second. There you go. You can see there's a little brass screw right there. And I actually had to go to Ace Hardware today, and I was looking for a set screw. They didn't have one. The closest thing they had was this little brass one, because the set screw that was in here vibrated out. So what I have done with this bridge is I've backed all the screws out just a little bit, put on blue Loctite. Blue, not red Loctite. Blue, not red Loctite. Can I say it again? Blue, not red Loctite. And this thing now is back together. Hopefully none of the screws will vibrate out again. It's really weird because the bridge on my Rickenbackers, I love them. They're much more comfortable. If you actually have watched my I Hate Rickenbackers or Rickenbackers Suck video, whatever I call it, the bridge screws actually vibrated loose in the process of one shot. And I was on stage at Brewery Omegang, no bullshit, and my G string, the saddle vibrated down, so where it got to the point where it was just and I was like, what the hell happened? Because I had just set the thing up and changed the pickups out the night before that show, and I couldn't believe it. So I switched, of course, to my Music Man, and it worked flawlessly. So you know, what have you. Lesson learned. Blue Loctite, not red Loctite. Blue Loctite. Don't get me wrong, kids. How long is this video right this minute? It doesn't say. Wow. Oh, well. Yeah, it's not my iPhone. Sorry. I'm using my good Sony cam right now. So anyway, people have told me that my videos are a little too long. So I'm going to break this video up into, I don't know, a 3, maybe 4-part series. But I got to tell you, hip shot. The trem arm doesn't have a screw. Just basically, and there you go. Look at that. Okay? And gorgeous little piece of kit right there. Swear to God. So anyway, I'll see you, I don't know. I'm going to do all these videos tonight. I'll probably put them up. Maybe I'll put them up all tonight, depending how much beer I have in my refrigerator. And, you know, who knows? Maybe there'll be a 3-part series up tomorrow morning. Maybe I'll have 1 part up tomorrow morning. And just put them up every few days as I see fit. Regardless, love you guys. Stay clean. Stay clean. Yeah. Well, don't shoot heroin. And, you know, I mean, eat your magical butter cookies and have a couple of Bruce Steins on Sunday. You know, don't do cocaine or crystal meth. And keep on rocking in the free world. Love ya. Bye.